Make this quick because I'm at work, and even though the traffic is moderate to moderately slow because of the weather, still might get somebody coming in. Today is tendon pounding day. Using this little ball peen hammer instead of my big 3-pound sledge, and I'm pounding it on a big round rock, big smooth round rock. And actually, a lot of little pounding can almost work better than fewer big poundings. And I like using my smooth round rock instead of a flat, say, cement floor, just because it seems to work out better. Step 1, pound all over, rotating it. It's the neighbor's helicopter taking off. It's just that simple. This isn't rocket science. Then you're going to get a small one, which is borderline useless. I usually keep the small ones just for simmering down into glue, sinew scrap glue. But then you get the Y's. 2 Y's. One is just a flat sheet. Now I'm going to take this first stage of processing, and that's where these are. Gently, not fast, because I don't want to rip fibers. And as soon as I turn a Y into this, put it in my almost pile. I'll get to Y. That's kind of funny. Then this big thick Y, you think you could do with this, but you can't because it's braided. You have to pound it around, mostly at an orientation. This is up like this, because you need to first be able to see how well this works. Kind of flex it back and forth and get an opening here. And I'm going to do my best not to grimace. I grimace when I'm doing it when I'm not on camera. I'm cajoling it. I'm not ripping it. I'm just kind of condensing it. Nice. And these, nope, I almost grimaced. I'm just going to separate it. None of this is rocket science. Nope. Is this one done? I don't know. No more Y goes into the ready for the next process pile. This one I need to be careful because, again, you can rip the fibers and waste. So I'm not just going to rip away. I'm going to carefully try to separate it without using too much force, because I don't want to waste, because the little tiny fibers, you can actually wind up losing quite a bit. Okay. Okay. This is what I mean. Sinew scrap. For sinew scrap glue. Again, I'm not just going to force it. I could certainly rip it by massive strength, but I'm not going to. No more Y's. Now what you do next, there are so many ways to do it. I could take these dried, bigger than I'd use, and turn them into usable ones. But I'm going to use this technique. Just that fast, under running water, because I don't want it to be soaking, I just want it to be damp. Because when these are damp, these little fibers will separate easier without ripping and wasting, you know, more than you have to. This is it. Once you dampen these things, you're committed, because if they dry out, they're going to be hard as these things. Now, the way I'm going to stick this stuff to the bowl, first of all, it's a coffee cup. My glue mixture is going to be made in coffee because I want to stain these dark, and coffee is a wonderful, wonderful stain. Second of all, this bag they came in is not going to be the one I use, but it will be a Ziploc bag. And I'm going to have a mixture of glue and coffee that just is borderline gelling at about 70, 75 degrees. I might have to run it under hot water, but it's not going to be the double boiler mixture. It's going to be the wet way I do it. People tend to use more glue than they need, and this might be more native technology. Looks like I've got a customer I timed this just right. If I get murdered and carried away in that van, you saw it. Call the authorities. Do it.